What's up, everyone? My name is Kelsey Davis. I'm here with the Media Village for hashtag AskGenZ, and I'm here with Patricia Douglas, who is a Gen Z student at Syracuse University, who is known for being a great sports marketing PR person. Has worked everywhere from working with teams in the NBA, teams in the ACC tournaments, March Madness. We're kind of here to talk about rising marketability of sports, specifically pertaining to the NBA. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and just give me a little bit more background about your experience in sports marketing, PR, kind of the things you've done, highlights.
Okay, so I have been working with the NBA kind of new. However, I've been working with Syracuse and some of the ACC teams for about 2 years now, since I was a sophomore in college. Now I'm approaching my senior year, so I'm just hoping to, gain more knowledge of the business.
Yeah. Do you believe, and we can kind of take this anywhere, do you believe that more people are starting to watch the NBA due to the amount of access and availability that we have in terms of like different platforms and being able to stream, for example, through Hulu or different mediums? Or do you think that it has to do specifically with the different ways that brands and advertisers are starting to be a lot more tailored in the way that they bring in narratives into promoting sports for younger audience?
I definitely think it's because we have more ways to view it. You really can't find anybody that has only cable nowadays. So there's Hulu, there's PlayStation View, you can even stream it from phones, ESPN app, Bleacher Report. You can watch it live basically wherever you go. So I think the fact that you don't always have to be at home to watch these games, especially with work schedules and all those things, you can be mobile and still be able to catch up. And even if you're not able to watch the game, you are able to still view the highlights or see the score or see who made what shot at what time. Mm-hmm. So I think that has a lot more to do with it than like advertising, I'd say.
You mentioned Bleacher Report. I think Bleacher Report does a really, really great job of emerging culture and kind of whether it's music and entertainment with actual live sports. So talk a little bit about how you think that, and if you think that companies like Bleacher Report have made viewing sports a more inclusive environment overall for consumers.
So I definitely think what you're saying is absolutely correct. Just because Bleacher Report, you can tailor it to, if you're not interested in the finals or you're interested in hockey or all these different sports, you can tailor it to my teams or the my team section on the app where you can just select what teams you want to watch and it'll only give you the alerts for that. So you're not ESPN can sometimes seem cluttered because there's so much going on. So the fact that you're able to tailor it and kind of customize to what you want to watch definitely helps with that. And Bleacher Report was started in 2007. So it's a fairly new company and it's rising kind of with this generation, especially Gen Z. So the fact that you're able to see it, it's new, it's fresh, it's not like one of those cluttered apps, older apps. It's always evolving, always changing. It really helps.
Specifically in pertaining to how Bleacher Report has a very quick, just fast way that they bring in what's relevant in culture with quick updates and stats. So for example, when Game of Thrones season 8 was running, they would oftentimes tie in Game of Thrones pictures or characters with what was going on in terms of player narratives. And I think that also is able to bring in more inclusivity when it comes to understanding player development, story narratives in a creative, fun way that I think a lot of people aren't necessarily used to when it comes to live sports. We know that in the next 5 years, there's going to be a shift when it comes to the ownership of NCAA's players' abilities to kind of take control of their own brands, whether that's through direct monetization from the NCAA or from the individual teams, or the authority to be able to, if I play college basketball and I want to build my own brand where I go on YouTube and I talk about being a college athlete and a sponsor pays before I actually have the capacity to do that as an individual athlete. Do you see that shift happening, and when/if it happens, what do you think are going to be the kind of results and effects of it?
I definitely think so, especially with college sports March Madness. Probably, I feel like it might be bigger than the finals. So with brands such as NCAA growing, you have to play these players, and more people are kind of getting on board with it. Even coaches are starting to get on board with it, and we had a little Twitter thing with one of our recruits, Darius Badgley, where he ended up committing to Syracuse and then decommitting to coach the G League. And Coach Boeheim was I don't really feel like they should get paid. And LeBron was yeah, they should get paid, and more people are getting on board with this thing. So I feel like they have no choice, and they were even considering bringing back NCAA Madden. So I think ultimately it will bring more business to the NCAA while also giving the players what they deserve.
I think even if you look at what happened with Zion this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has this tremendous career. He's only a freshman. He's completely taking over the charts socially in games, like any type of record. He's breaking it. Middle of the season, he gets hurt. In that position, he could have potentially been out for good, not being drafted to the NBA, not being able to excel in his athletic career.
Absolutely.
Yet all of these advertisers are throwing in all of these dollars in order to use his face, his name, his brand when it comes to Duke basketball overall, and he doesn't see a dime from that. Do you feel like how do you feel about that kind of situation overall? And I think I'm using Zion because I think he's been the most recent, in my opinion, the largest NBA recruit since LeBron James. When LeBron James was in high school, he didn't even have the collegiate route. So how do you kind of feel about that overall?
I definitely feel like athletes should get paid, especially when fans are even like photoshopping his last name onto Duke jerseys. And like legally you can't do that. It has to just be the number. But fans are literally paying other companies to get his Williamson on the back of his jersey, and he's not seeing that. And even a couple years, like when Carmelo was in Syracuse, he was saying that he was struggling just to buy books. And so many people are making money off of his name and off of his face, and he can barely buy books to go to school. So I feel like those questions and those topics need to be addressed.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me, taking the time out of your busy schedule. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to #AskGenZ. I'm here with Patricia Douglas, who's going to be the next upcoming sports PR person in the industry, so keep looking out for her and stay tuned to everything for #AskGenZ.